What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you to a brand new Let's Play. With summer just around the corner, I wanted to look at a game that I think embodies the spirit of summer pretty much better than any other game that I have ever played. Firewatch is not some unknown quantity. You've probably heard of this game. This is one of the most famous indie games to come out over the past decade, although calling it an indie game is technically a stretch, but I think you get the idea. This is a story-driven, first-person adventure, sometimes derogatorily called a walking simulator, although that is not entirely correct. And it is beloved by pretty much everybody who plays it. Now, it's a very short game, only takes about 3 to 5 hours to complete. 3 hours, I would say, is pretty accurate for subsequent runs, 4 to 5 to possibly even 6 for first-time runs, although 6 might be stretching it a little bit. It's not too long of a game. This is only going to take us a few weeks to complete, but I wanted to spend a few Saturdays just going through this game, enjoying it for what it is, and finally getting around to actually doing it, given that I gave this Let's Play a shot many years back and never actually completed it, mainly because all my saves and everything, I mean, getting something like this corrupted, losing an hour of footage, it's not a big deal. But I just never went back, and I kind of wanted to give myself a refresher course on the game before I did so. And given this is probably going to be the 4th time that I've completed this game, I'm incredibly excited to do this. Now, this game is developed by Campo Santo, who to this date have only made Firewatch. They are currently working on a game known as In the Valley of the Gods, although it was announced all the way back in 2017, and we haven't seen hide nor hair from it in years. Apparently, Campo Santo has been pulled to work on Valve-related projects, but aside from that, we don't know anything about what they're doing. This is the only game they've made to date. Now, this game is interesting because it is written by the chief writer on the original run of the Walking Dead, the Telltale Walking Dead series. And that is obviously one of the most highly regarded Telltale games. And it's actually also where we get one of the main voice actors from this game, Cissy Jones, who is a very prolific voice actress and has starred in many different games. You just look up her discography and you'll find that she is in all sorts of stuff. Huge filmography, too, as well. But she is one of the titular characters in this game, as well as another character that we'll be talking about who is played by Richard Summer, who actually has no other voice acting credits besides this. He is actually a TV actor. He is most famous for his role as a character in Mad Men, but has been in a whole bunch of other things. And that's really it. That's all you need to know. Now, as for my commentary on this, it's going to be pretty minimal. There's not a whole lot of dead air in this game. There's a lot of talking. There will be moments here and there where I'm going to do a bit, but for the most part, I'm going to kind of just let the game speak for itself, and we're going to have a very cozy next 5 to 6 episodes. So before we hop right on in, and there is going to be a lot of talking once we jump on into the game at first, because I got to read a big prologue that's going to start with the game. But before we do that, let's head on into the settings. Let's go over this really quickly. So these are the defaults for the volume. Just going to leave them as is. The only thing that I have changed from the defaults is display subtitles, because this is a commentated Let's Play. Therefore, subtitles need to always be on under any circumstances. If you have a problem with that, read better. Gameplay and presentation, autosave, always on. The head bob, you can turn this off as an accessibility option. I don't really mess with it because it's so unnoticeable in the first place that I'm okay with just leaving it on. This feature right here, show location on map, this is actually probably one of the most interesting things about Firewatch, because once you start playing it and you see what kind of game it is, this actually completely changes the dynamic of the game. If you do not know your way around the world that we're going to be exploring, this can actually turn it from a quote-unquote walking simulator into an actual explorative game, where you're going to have to navigate your way around this play space that we're going to be in, and it can make things very interesting. Now, I'm actually going to just leave it on, mainly just because I want this to be as quote-unquote linear as possible. I won't mess with the new goal alerts either. I'm just going to leave everything as close to the defaults as possible. Now, as for controls, you can't remap them, unfortunately, at least not on PlayStation. Won't mess with that. Left-handed only switches the functions of the sticks, but it leaves everything else the same. I will just leave that on default. I am right-handed. We'll get into special features at the end of the Let's Play, but for now, let's hit new game. I do have a file on here right there. Yep, okay, so we're going to hit empty game here, and let's begin. You see Julia. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You are drunk. So, what's your major? You slur the word major and it smells like Coors. You give an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology, she says, and I'm a professor. Cool, you reply. What's yours? She asks. She sniffs the air. Toxicology? Was that a burn? You ask. She says definitely. Worried she hurt your feelings, she asks if you want to split a cheeseburger. 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. And now we get to see our first instance of gameplay. Let's pick up our backpack. So we're heading down an elevator. And into the garage we go. I'm guessing that is my truck. So why don't we head on inside? And we're just going to throw the backpack in, not going to even shut the tailgate. Okay, that's the choice. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. But you gotta go with what she wants, so you pick up the beagle, and she names him Bucket. Bucket's a good dog, and a week later, you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julia loves him. You love him too. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asks. Kids? They're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have some, a couple little idiots. That'd be pretty good. In that case, we should probably get married. Yeah, I would like that, you say. These kids are going to be screwed up enough. It's probably for the best that their parents are hitched. You say, she's absolutely right. And it looks like we're here. Okay, Thoroughfare Trailhead. Well, let's take a look at this for a moment. Warning, Thoroughfare Trail not recommended for inexperienced hikers. Okay, a little bit rough. No fireworks, obviously. Also be aware of bears. And do not forget to check in just in case you don't come back. We got a little map here. Get to see what Two Forks looks like. All these different points. You got Supply Drops, Mule Point, Thunder Canyon, and Two Forks Lookout. Okay, well, why don't we head on up the path? Now, sprint in this game is a toggle. You can either click in the left stick or hit square, at least on PlayStation. It's a Thursday night, and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You ignore her. You don't touch each other all night. The next day, you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You pose and flex like He-Man. You look awesome. Oh gosh, that is a fall. Man, that hurt my knees just watching that. And it looks like we've been hiking for a very long time. It's already sunset. And how close are we to Two Forks Lookout? Another, 8 miles. Yeah, I don't think we're making it there tonight. Well, let's hop on over this thing. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Bucket at night. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Bucket gets kicked. Fuck, dog! Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. You scare him away. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all three of you. He runs away. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay. You don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Convince her not to take the job. You tell her that this means you two won't have a family. She says that's bullshit. She's totally right. She asks if her taking the job means you won't come with her. You say yes. Again, bullshit. But she decides not to take it. Julia is asked to leave Boulder on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember that she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. She was found crying in the stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Well, it looks like we've set up camp. What's in this journal? Ah! Oh, I definitely got to censor that one. Okay, that's great. Bucket is getting older. Julia comments that it's kind of nice because he gets in less trouble around the house. A week later, she goes back to the university. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family. They are crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility. Well, looks like it's morning. Let's head back on the trail. And again, probably not all that close to the lookout, but we still got a ways to go yet. And we just got to be careful, make sure we don't break anything as we make our way across. Ooh, is that an elk? Well, aren't you gorgeous? Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day, then every other day. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. You slowly decide to not see your old friends that much. Julia's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be close with her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it if you won't see a therapist. You won't. You always really liked Susan. Months go by. Bucket dies. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less. And seeing her less and less makes her forget you more, you think. Summer is coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. And welcome one, welcome all to Two Forks Lookout. This is where we're going to be spending our summer. This is, in fact, the job that Henry took in the paper. So, let's head on up. But I want to be careful heading up here. I don't want to trip and break anything. Henry's, what is he in, like his 40s now? That hurts my knees just walking up rickety steps like this. And I'm freaking 30 years old. Can't imagine what he's got to deal with. But granted, he's probably in a little bit better shape than me. I don't know, maybe. Maybe not. Hopefully he hasn't beat the crap out of his body like I have. right, let's head on in. We gotta turn the power on, so let's do that. Cool. So this is home, huh?
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
Oh.
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
Okay, you've killed 3 husbands. You're a black widow and you're just out here until the heat dies down and then you'll kill again.
Ooh, very good. Bravo, Henry.
Okay, I sleep now?
Not quite. Now you.
Okay, good night, bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you. I say you got fired from your job and have finally decided to write your novel. That's the sort of bullshit reason you'll find a man out in the woods.
Good night.
Welcome to the job.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, welcome all to Firewatch. We're beginning with day 1. Here we go. So this is how this works. You're pretty much going to be going through a sequence of days that are all going to have different quote-unquote tasks at hand. And we're going to be using this opportunity to explore the entirety of this portion of the park that we're stationed in near Two Forks.
Good morning, Henry.
And talking to Delilah.
Yes, good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
Okay, let's pick it up.
Hey, sorry, guess I slept in.
You got a relaxing, 14 hours of sleep? Whew.
Yeah, Jesus, I guess it's 6?
6:45.
Whoops.
Don't worry about it. That hike puts everyone out of commission for a day or two. But now that you're up, let me quickly get you acquainted with the job. There's a thing in the middle of your room with a round map on it. Do you see it?
Okay, yeah, I see it.
This is the Osborne Firefinder, invented in 1914 by W.B.
Osborne?
You use this to spot, you guessed it, What the fuck?
What is it?
Nothing. You use this to... Oh, fuck me!
Good God, language, lady.
Out your west-facing window. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
West facing. All right, let's hold a compass out. Would that be this way?
Are those fucking fireworks?
What are you talking about? I don't see any fireworks. Oh, gosh, yes, I do. Okay, that's a problem.
Whoa, that's not legal, right?
No. You need to get down there right now and stop them. Fire danger is through the fucking roof.
Is that really my job?
Your job is whatever I say it is. Look, the closest ranger is like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
Okay, we're going.
Do I write him a ticket?
Easy there, Dirty Harry.
Well?
Get going. You'll probably need a rope to get down the shale between you and the lake, if I remember right. There should be one in the supply box on the way. The code is 1234. It's actually that for all of them.
Oh, how secure. Okay, so 306 is what it looks like, so we're going to have to head down that way. Now let me answer this.
Secure.
Shut up.
All right, let's go. We got to head to the lake really, really quickly and get down there before they cause any more mischief. So we were talking earlier about the settings and how one setting kind of changes the way you approach the game. This is the very simple one. Look at your map. You see this? If you turn that setting off, you don't get your little marker that tells you where you're at. So you have to just go and figure out this map just by looking at your surroundings, which is a lot more difficult, especially if you don't know this area incredibly well, which your first time through, you probably won't. Subsequent playthroughs, sure, that's a little bit of a different story, but it is worth mentioning because some people might want a different experience because it does change the way that you're going to approach this game. Okay, so as we head down here, this is the cache that Delilah was talking about, so we're going to want to approach it.
So are there a lot of these out in the woods?
Yeah, we got them all over the Shoshone. They saved us a lot of back and forth from the trailhead. Don't take all the good stuff.
Yeah, all right.
But what if I want to? Okay, let's take a look at it. So we're going to change this to 1, 2, 3, 4, just like she said. That was me fat fingering it. So let's just go around the horn, and there we go. Let me open this up. And like she said, it's for all of them. Okay, a couple of things you're going to notice with every single one of these. You're always going to have a map, which is going to tell you a little bit more about where you can go. You'll see there, like for instance, actually let me zoom in. So see how it has the medicine wheel, which we'll find out what that is a little bit later, as well as amazing view. These are just going to be little extras that we get that people are putting down on here that are going to tell us more about the whole area. So we can write all these little notes. There we go. And then also we have a note.
Hey, I found a note to a guy named Ron from some guy Dave.
That's probably Dave Gaskell. He's completely nuts.
Is that right?
Harmless, but yeah, one of those, you know, fall off the grid and eat ants for a week type. Totally fucking cuckoo. Which is kind of what the job attracts.
Okay, good to know. Well, I did not mean to close that. I want to actually grab the note and read it. Let's take a look. Ron, hey man, guy couldn't take it, so I locked up his lookout and put some stuff in the box. Found out one of those bars you liked, hiking into the park, but let's get fucked when I'm back. Dave. Yeah, he seems like a real peach, and I'm guessing that's one of the granola bars. I'm just going to eat that because, why not? All right, let's get the rope. And you notice that there are prompts that we can say a bunch of things to Delilah, all we want. I'm going to deliberately skip many of those things, and the main reason for doing so is just because I want you guys to play this game, and I want you to go and discover those things, but also because as I play through this game, I actually feel like I'm really annoying the hell out of Delilah if I ask her absolutely everything. And so just for the sake of something that makes sense, I'm going to chill out a little bit with some of the optional dialogue. I'll definitely show a bunch, but not all of it as we go through this playthrough, because I would like it to be fairly succinct. We don't need to cover absolutely everything. That said, I am going to be covering... and I'm just going to make sure I'm going the right way here. Yeah, I am going to be covering every single achievement that can be gotten in this game. There are 10 in total, 5 of which are gotten just by playing the main story, and the other 5 are gotten by optional means, and we'll be going over those. Okay, so here is where the rope needs to be attached. So we're going to put that through the carabiner. And then instead of looking at the rope, all you need to do is face the cliff, hit rappel, and then we are just going to pull our way down. All right, be really, really careful, Henry. The last thing that we need to do is to... Oh!
No!
Is to do that.
Hey,
What the hell's wrong with you?
my rope snapped coming down the shale slide.
You didn't break anything, did you?
No, I think I'll make it.
Well, be careful for Christ's sake.
Trying, but gosh, I mean, it's got to be... It's pretty hard rappelling when you don't normally do this kind of stuff before. All right, let's keep going. We're getting really close. The lake is just up ahead, and it is getting dark. We do need to hurry.
It is a hell of a nice camping spot down here by the lake.
I haven't been down there in years, but yeah, Jonesy Lake area is perfect.
Sure is. There's more we could ask her about it if we want to. Oh, boy.
Finding a bunch of empty beer cans. They threw them all over hell.
The idiots down at the lake?
Yeah, them. I just found where they're hanging out.
Is there more we can say about it?
What do you know? People with shitty manners drink shitty beer.
What, you don't like a cold Musqualite on a hot day?
No, I do. But then again, I didn't say my manners were any good. Better than these fucking litter bugs, though, that's for sure.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Ooh, is that a whiskey?
Oh, shit. Ferret are Irish. They left half a bottle of whiskey. Decent stuff.
Drunk pyromaniacs. Fucking great.
Oh, look, they decided to have a campfire, too.
You know, they color-coded the fire danger signs in case people were illiterate. But I guess that doesn't take into account just plain stupid, does it?
No, I guess it doesn't, Delilah. Okay, we're going to grab all these, and there's the fireworks.
Found the fireworks. They didn't even try to hide them.
Ugh. Well, confiscate them.
We got them. Also, are these their bags?
They left their packs tied up here.
Don't fuck with them. The last thing we need is some hikers filing a report about harassment.
Okay, that's a good point. We won't. Oh, dear.
I found a bra.
A nudie pyromaniac. Remain professional.
You know, maybe we shouldn't have picked that up. Okay, well, let's just... Oh, God. Oh, no.
There are panties.
Or what?
I don't want to say that word again.
Why, because you're 12?
I love Delilah. Oh, there's a second one.
There's a... Oh,
Yes?
there are 2 naked ladies out here.
Can you handle that?
Come on, I like naked ladies, same as anyone, but there's,
2?
Yeah.
I know this will be tough for you, but try to pick your tongue up off the ground and do your job.
Okay. I found them in the lake.
Skinny dipping.
Yeah.
Is that a guy over there?
Oh boy, enjoy dealing with that.
Don't pull any more shit or you're fucked, all right?
Don't threaten us.
Yeah, who the hell are you, creep?
Oh, he's just one of those lonely guys who likes to boss people around. And now he's over there with his mouth hanging open.
Took all of your stuff. Fireworks, the whiskey, you name it.
What?
You dick!
Also, setting off fireworks out here isn't just stupid, it's illegal.
Yeah, so is stealing, asshole.
That's so fucking bogus.
You're gonna pay for that.
Can we just get out of here?
Ew, totally.
You're gross.
You're just some sad man out in the woods.
All right, well, I think we took care of them. Let's head on back then. So, well, there's a couple ways we go back. And you notice immediately right here there's a trail sign that tells us where to go.
Okay?
It went fine. Hopefully there won't be any more trouble.
Good. Thanks for going down there.
So there are a couple other ways you can change that situation. I tried to go with the dialogue tree that made Henry out to be not a pervert as... well, you got pretty much 3 options. What happened there? Them calling Henry a pervert, which he doesn't say anything out of pocket, but they just, they lead him into the situation, obviously. Or you can chuck their boombox in the water, and that pisses them off enough that they'll take off that way. That's the one that usually tends to get you in the most trouble, though, but it is a way of diffusing the situation, and generally Henry's going to be like, yeah, so that got hot real quick. So something worth mentioning. But yeah, we're just going to follow the trail so we can see the alternate path that we can take back to Two Forks. And along the way, we're going to have a couple of detours. Now, you can climb up all this stuff if you want to. You can also just follow the little stream in the ravine. It doesn't really matter either way. These all kind of lead in the same direction. If you check out the map here as we zoom in, so we're in Thunder Canyon, and this is all just kind of ubiquitous. It all just goes the same way. But you notice it does have a way of getting back to Two Forks. We just got to figure out how to do that. So let's keep going, although we are going to be ending this episode here relatively soon. We probably only got a couple more minutes. I don't know if we'll make it all the way back before our time is up, but we will certainly try. So let's keep going, although I'm sure Delilah's going to grill us with some more stuff.
So, I have a bit of a confession to make.
What is it?
Look, I was drunk last night when I welcomed you to the job.
Yeah, well, you're not the first boss to be guilty of that.
I know, I know I can get a little pushy, putting you on the spot about why you're out here and stuff.
It's fine.
I'll keep that sort of a thing to a minimum. Anyway, let me know when you get back to your lookout.
Can do. All right, let's keep going. We're going to have a couple of stops along the way still. Just trying to freaking keep... Well, I guess we won't be able to completely avoid getting our feet wet. Henry, I hope you have waterproof boots, but I also hope they're not too waterproof. Otherwise, you're going to probably have really stinky feet.
Hey, I heard some thunder.
Yeah, I've got eyes on a storm out to the north.
Well, that's bad, right? Because of the lightning?
It just means we'll be busy. Hurry home, and try not to get hit by lightning.
Wait, this really happened to you, Henry?
I got hit by lightning when I was 9 years old, so I'm safe. It's not going to strike twice and all that.
Well, there was an old lookout named Roy Sullivan who got hit by lightning 7 times.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, it wasn't what killed him.
What killed him?
Suicide. Would you believe?
Oh, that got really, really dark very quickly. Okay, well, we have a supply cache here, so let's just open this up and try not to think about poor Roy Sullivan. That was a downer of a story. Let's see what we got inside. We got another note. Nope, but we do have a flyer and then more things here. Let's take a look at this one. Cave, which we actually saw, and then was at Meal Point. Hot Pot. Okay, interesting. And then Thunder Cap. Can we even go there is the question. Also, Beartooth Point. All right, well, I'm going to grab that. And maybe we'll learn more about Beartooth Point a little bit later. What do we have in here? Oh, there's a horn and a flashlight. Ooh, cool. Ah. Oh, don't blind yourself. Gosh. So let's see. Yeah, oh, that's really awesome. I will take that.
Yeah, I get the sense that not everything in here is useful.
In the boxes? Why's that?
I don't really know what I'll do with the deer horn.
Firstly, they're called antlers. And secondly, stay out here long enough and you'll get creative.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh.
What's in this cave down here?
In Thunder Canyon?
Thunder Canyon?
Hey, I didn't name it. But in the cave, I don't know, rocks. NFS tells people not to go too far in there. It's pretty dangerous.
So
I say, fuck it. You're a grown man, you can go where you want.
great. Used to go caving with someone back in Colorado. She loved it. Might be great to explore it sometime this summer.
Well, that could be fun. Obviously, be very careful.
It doesn't seem that dangerous. Whoa! Oh, no!
Henry!
Seriously, it's completely fine in here.
God damn it.
Hello? Oh!
Also, I am curious about this gate.
This cave is gated off.
It's to stop spelunkers from dying without getting the keys from the Forest Service office first.
Makes sense.
Although Debbie says she lost them like 3 years ago, so maybe its mysteries are locked away for good.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, but maybe you can find another one to get your caving kicks in.
Oh, this one's so close to home and convenient, though.
Aw, sorry, Hank.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Firewatch. Thank you all so very much for watching. In the next episode, we will make it back to our lookout, get some shut-eye, hopefully, given that it is actually pretty dark out, and also try to beat the storm. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.